So, I mean, they felt safe enough to pick it up here for.
Honestly, I think it's necessary to now certainly put the puck in the mid lane and get like an axe or darkest.
As it stands, I feel like LGD have got the exact lanes they've wanted. They, on paper, can win all 3 lanes. The Brood has a good advantage. The bottom lane, they're going in for an early kill. This Shaman Gyrocopter have very high kill potential, and this looks like our first blood.
Victoria was a little late to make it in, but it doesn't seem like it's going to matter at all.
Instantly die in this lane if she's not careful.
Has been hiding within these trees, ready to sprout out. DDC is here now, though, but...
Even just those two being there is not enough. Like, they can still go in.
Dead, right? There they go. Yep, they roll in. They latch her on down. DDC is frantically flying that way, like, don't do this, but they did it. Monet goes down. Welcome to the bottom lane.
Yep. And he just TP'd bottom as well, so he's not going to have TP to get back to the lane afterwards.
That's the walk of shame, Jack.
Yeah, and though the Bristleback shouldn't worry too much about being killed by the Brood, at least early on, he's certainly not going to be able to stop the Brood from farming and getting some levels up, and they're just going to swap it right over again. Ame goes back top.
I feel like they didn't have to swap. I think the menace will begin.
Check out this mid lane just briefly here. 12 and 5 for Inflame against maybe who's 6. He's kind of doing in some work right now.
Yeah.
Drought Aura, I'm sure, helps a lot, but... Oh, here we go. Top lane. Shack is down. Rocket Barrage is out. They need a bit more, and they're going to get it. 3-0 start for...
I believe he used to play mid quite a bit. I think at least last year, like on the CEC teams, was it Avengers? He was also playing mid for them.
Move in for 11 bottom lane. They block him off with a fissure. They have the dust. They pop it. But can they even just
They've got
chase
no damage.
him? Yeah, that's it. See you later, Spider. It was nice seeing you.
This is the weakness of this Drought Visage. Visage wants to be paired with a... Oh, kill it mid. Wants to be paired with a carry.
Yeah, good roll in from Victoria, and is now rewarded with some boots to play with too. And they're pinging out this top lane, thinking about making it go on the Bristleback. They shackle him down, and rinse and repeat action here. It's Ame moving into the front, peddling him with that Rocket Barrage.
They know each other very well, and then that can sometimes be an issue because then they go to, say, international land, and like maybe their meta is actually, the Chinese meta is way behind, but they don't know it because they're focused on countering each other. So.
Whoa, Inflame had committed the orb onto Maybe, and that's when Victoria jumps up from the back. But look at this, DDC rolls into action, helps him out, and is able to help him secure not one, but both of the kills.
So he might as well go and rotate or try to get a kill. So that's a pretty nice turnaround there.
It's good for DDC. Problem is Drought does not have a lane she can go gank. Well, DDC is going to get caught at the top lane. But for Drought, it's like, it's 5-10 minutes it feels like.
That feels bad when you have to be out Iron Talon.
Oh, they might just kill DDC a second time, but he does manage to dodge the roll-in. Now it's going to be Inflame going into action, is able to drop down the coil. They get the kill onto the Shaman here. Victoria could also drop, and it looks like he will. Double kill belonging to Inflame.
The 2 mid level 10 minutes in, or even sometimes later on, if your 4th position wants it, so early remnants can be very impactful.
Move for Super on the bottom lane, and he's gone. Didn't even look like the Sonic Wave move.
Like a potential chance to turn this game around down the road if they can kind of hold the gates right now.
We may see a clash here. They were attempting to move on to Super in the bottom lane, but they run into company nearby, and they're going to get hit with the coil. A call down is also traded. They quickly blast apart Ame. They'll follow it up with a Yao takedown, and Super pick. Whether or not do you think this is the appropriate choice or not, given the game?
Yeah, I've seen maybe a couple Broods here and there throughout like the TI qualifiers.
Catch the back end of that. He'll plague his way through the jungle though, as he farms through the bottom lane.
Here.
Yeah, they have a sentry right on top of his head. So, okay, they got him. Coil set down, and they will let him fly.
Let's say after the Midas, most likely Echo Saber. I'm not sure if he'll end up going Orchid this game, or the Crest rather, that we see quite often
Maybe
on the Brood Mother.
Has spotted Super farming nearby, has a Sonic Wave and everything, and he just effectively blasts this pig down. There he, yep, okay, yes he can.
No, he's getting a lot of good info and intel. He's perhaps calling his Brood in like, hey, we got some kills up here.
Yeah, the rest of LFY have migrated their way up and through that mid lane period. But back and below, we see the Shaker getting taken. Can't quite get it.
Okay, familiars either is DDC. Oh, being charged by the Brood.
Well, so they just turn around and dust them and finish them off. The Sonic Wave rolling from Victoria, and they just strike right back.
I don't think they have really a window to end the game now, or to say end it like very quickly in the next 10-15 minutes. So I think it's the right choice there as we see. Yao is going to bite a top, and then the gyro, like the space that they are getting from this is a positive for them, obviously, so it's going to allow the gyro to farm up relatively comfortably in the jungle without too much fear of retribution. Pick up kills sometimes as well. So going for that Mask of Madness that seems to favor on just about every situation where you're more about what the Drow does on her own merits, which is not as much, not as strong as, not as reliable as we've seen from most other
Ooh, possible bait turnaround here on the top lane. Inflame thinking he's going to get another swift jump onto Yao. It was Victoria waiting behind. GD, but LGD are pinging it. Can they get there? Uh-oh. LFY, the body language is saying we're a bit nervous about finishing this. They are going to be able to catch out the Brood, though. They move in, hit him with the dust. Now the dunk on the other side of the hill is going to be just a defensive play from the Earthshaker. He does have to buy back to return to the fight here. Moving into action is going to be Victoria, hit with a Soul Assumption. Ward's committed now from Yao, able to lock down. The Roche is finished. Ame is going to be able to snag up the Aegis and take it back and away. Both him and Maybe back off a bit, while on the other side we are going to be seeing Yao ripped apart from DDC. The Drow using the high ground has a bit of leverage here, but look at this. 11 is able to move and chomp on forward with the help of Maybe in that Orchid. They finish off Inflame. We're not done yet. It's Super, the weak pig, and the cow, Afu. Both to be finished next, it would look like here. But Ame is taking a lot of damage here as Monet does a bit of orb walking, running down and out, but a full flat cannon is able to unload onto the Drow
Roche. Losing just Maybe's Queen of Pain as far as big kills went. I think Yao also died on the Shaman, but...
they found the guys. Okay. Space created, though. I mean, it wasn't more he needs to go do guerrilla tactics. It's just like, hey, team, I got wards up. Let's go take a tier 2, or let's go, you know, get on the objective forward here. But here we go. Move in. Yao's hit pretty hard, but he got a good set of wards down while Ame is able to isolate the Earthshaker and just take Afu out of the game. Now moving in, it's going to be Maybe unleashing the Sonic Wave. They've already dropped 3 of LFY, and it looks like the Bristle is going to be next. Cut him off from the front. Monet, though, on the low ground, tries desperately to help out with the Gust, but that is all no defensive move yet.
Familiar is very good at clearing these 7 wards, being able to just right-click them down, but at the same time, they can also be punished for it.
A little bit of a trade there, but okay, that's the puck coming in. There's the move. Silence, but BKB is going to get popped. Now he runs down and below, while 11's looking to run into the base, hustling right to Monet. Turning around now, it's going to be a Shackle lockdown onto Super. He gets locked in his spot. The Magnetize is going to be unleashed, but look at this LFY fighting on forward right here after they get the takedown of the Earth Spirit. They're thinking about swinging, and LGD Panic kind of splitting apart right now. Yao going to be caught between 3, tries to turn around and blast off Fu, but will not be given.
Well, instead of just trying to chase at them, so that's something that they could handle, I think, a little bit at this point.
Ooh, a little greedy there. 11 wanted to get that sentry down, but
everybody's the gem, so he passed the gem to...
No, that's DDC's gem.
Huh, what happened? Brute had a gem earlier. Maybe he took DDC's gem and was carrying it around and returned to him. I'm not entirely sure on that.
Huh. Oh, look at this. Above. Buyback going to be forced out now, as it looks like Yao gets quickly picked. Do LFY just straight up leave, or do they even have the option? It's Ame rolling in from behind, and so is going to be Maybe. Call down Sonic Wave, but the Shrine has been tagged. Earthshaker can't quite hold on. Maybe's looking to chase out DDC, but this fight is totally split apart because Ame and 11 are running on forward. Ame's going to get taken apart, but Monet now is getting bitten apart from the spider. And he's going to be dropped. Turning around now, looking to get a hold of Inflame, but Super is there, and the quills begin to stack. 11 is gooed up and can't seem to get away, so it looks like he'll be brought down with just one more quill pop. Maybe one more after that. Should be the end of it here. LGD couldn't quite clean their... They cleared the perimeter for it, and if they sweep in from behind, they could catch some support stragglers here. It looks like a good job, a move-in call down. Quickly Monet forces out the other direction, and they pursue her. She tries to turn around with the Gust, but they were able to get a hold of her and quickly take her out. Now as they move in through the middle, it's going to be Super eating a full rocket barrage from Ame, and they'll be waiting for the second round. DDC tries to make it out far up north, but he is going to get caught out from one end. But look at this, Super is going to be able to get the rundown of Yao, getting just one kill for LFY, but this was a beautiful setup from LGD, coming in from behind and just ambushing him there. And they're not done yet. They're still pursuing onto Super. They slow him down with the poison. There's the grip, the slow. They hit him with the Orchid. Pops the Blade Mail. Oh God, this pig is so freaking fat! They hit him with a Sonic Wave and he'll finally get dropped.
Afu even dies trying to be out there, and it's only Bristle with a buyback at this point. To the high ground, go LGD.
Can they do anything about it right here? Super's already trying to get in there and stacks up some quills. A tier 3 is going to be dropped, and they're going to just keep moving forward. It looks like this is going to be a set of racks for LGD.
Potentially. Looks like they may play it safe. They get this kill, oh boy.
Yes, they do. That is a buyback death on the Bristleback. A BB for the BB. The other direction, LGD. Now heading up to the top lane. Yao's going to be committing in with the wards. They're looking to go for their second set and possibly even go for the finish here in game number 1 of this best of 5 grand final. It's going to be Bristleback still out for 30 seconds. And for LFY.
They need to find a way to go in on this one, even without the Bristle. Megas is effectively GG.
Radiant's bottom tower has fallen.
Just get as an influx from taking down 2 sets of racks, nearly 3, and some shrine action is quite ridiculous. And now over on the high ground side, Monet, gotta be careful here. Afu will dish out the fissure to keep LGD at bay a bit. But this is going to be a fight potentially happening outside the base. There's Inflame, getting the silence up on the Ame. He's going to pop the BKB, and he's just running at Monet here, trying to get anything they can from him. Well, on the other side, Ward's going to be committed here, and they'll be able to get the finish onto Afu. So that's no dunk for 40 seconds.
Just like to in these fights.
Here comes the cross-country run down south here from LGD, looking to go for the Megas, looking to go for the win. 11, whoa, right to the high ground. Turns around for the BKB and looks to just run down the little lady. A shrine will be tagged. She gets some help with the Force Staff, but he just latches right onto her and continues to bite her all the way back into her base. But she is going to be able to make it back. But those shackles connect. The game is over, and this one belongs to LGD. Pretty much since the draft, they really take it home.
It was more difficult than it needed to be. At least my impression is that they